Good afternoon, folks. She is here. So this is a live unboxing. I've never done one of these before. I often watch Rafe, who's my 6-year-old boy, as the dogs now decide to kick in. He often watches these things on YouTube around people unboxing toys and stuff, and I feel a bit of a geek doing this, but it's a bit of an exclusive. So here she is, the B17 Mi Amigo. There's my ugly mugshot in the background there with me rather Larry beard. So we're going to open this up and have a look. So let's have a quick sort of scoot through. The artwork looks absolutely stunning on this. You can't go wrong with a Corgi B17, definitely the best in their genre. This is representing the G, so we've got the chin turret there on the nose, and obviously an aircraft that isn't a 25 mission veteran. This is one which has a personal story linked to the aircrew. Sorry, I apologise. 2 German Shepherds who really don't know how to behave themselves. Deciding to bark at the dog over the back there. So yes, it's a very, it's a 1/72 scale, so it's probably just over a foot long. But anyhow, let's open it up and have a quick look. So here we go. For those who've never bought Corgi before, usually comes with a limited edition card. This is number 47 of a production run of 1300. A little bit of detail around the aircraft and the story behind it. And them 2 dogs are going to get a kick in the head in a minute. Obviously, for animal welfare, clearly not. Yeah, it's 172, not 112. So they come with 2 polystyrene innards, which obviously help protect the aircraft. And then, just to give you a bit of a look above, the undercarriage usually comes in a bag, so, and the up undercarriage is usually fixed in place, and of course your large heavy duty stand. So let's put that back down, and I'll move this to one side. I won't put the undercarriage on, I'll just literally put it onto the stand. And this is the point where you've got to be very, very careful, because if someone's is clumsy and big fat hands like me, or sausage fingers, there's a dog start again, it's really important when you're getting the aircraft out not to snap any of the guns off. So it comes out nice and clean. The undercarriage, the up undercarriage is in the box still, so I'll leave that in, and voila, she is in place. So I'm going to switch the camera now. Hi everyone. So you get a better look at this. There she is. So a bit of detailing on the back there, obviously a nice green stripe and the triangle. And obviously the first thing you want to do when you get it out of the box is just want to look at it and make sure there's no defects and you're happy with the model, because you know that you pay a fair whack for these, so you want to make sure all the guns are okay. There's no issues in terms of paint or scratching or damage. So if you look on there, it's just a little bit of polystyrene, and blow that off. There you go. And of course underneath as well, always worth looking and double checking, making sure everything's there. Of course, checking the box as well, so making sure all your bits are in the box. So you've got your down undercarriage there, and of course the tail wheel, and of course your up undercarriage there, and there should be an up piece for the tail wheel in place. Yep, there is, lovely. So if you don't, you can see that with the little, just with the little clip underneath. So everything's there, everything seems good. So let's have a look at the artwork. So I don't know if I can get a little bit closer. So it's gone out of focus there. There we go, there's the artwork. So there's a lot of noise being made of this join here. My big fat finger in the way. I think that looks perfect. As joins go on B17s, that's in pretty decent nick. And obviously it looks worse when you zoom in, because it's in 1/72 scale. But no, it's absolutely perfect. Looking at the glazing, all the glazing's all in place. There's no glue marks, no smudges. Overall, very, very impressed with this. Very, very impressed. Little note on the back there is there's 2 kill marks from the tail gunner, which I think is quite an interesting point. So a little bit about this aircraft. So anybody who lives in the UK would have seen this. There's a gentleman called Dan Walker who works for BBC News, and he lives in Sheffield, and he come across this gentleman called Tony Foulds. And Tony, it must be in his 70s and 80s now. You know, he's getting on a bit, bless him. I guess he's in his 80s if it's 75 years ago. When he was a young boy, he witnessed this aircraft meet its fate. So it was an aircraft returning from a mission. I'll try and see if I can find it. It came all the way from, so it was based at a place called Chelmsford, which is outside Cambridge, the 305th Bombardment Group, and it arrived there on the 30th of January 1944. So when it was assigned to a crew, it was obviously named Mi Amigo, which means my friend in Spanish, and it was suggested by Bombardier Melchor Hernandez, who had Spanish heritage and actually were known like Hernandez. And he thought we'd endear the aircraft with good luck. And he met with the entire 10-man crew. So it was a crew made up of 10 young men all the way across from America. So a real sort of US, a complete sort of amalgamation of different people from different states. And they all completed their training together at Geigerfield in Washington. And then obviously headed overseas to Chelmsford in Cambridgeshire. And this aircraft, believe it or not, doesn't actually say when the aircraft came down, which is quite interesting. Oh, sorry, tell a lie. This is it's on the 22nd of February 1944, so just pre-D-Day. So it was returning from a mission and it got lost, and it was circling, it had some issues with its engines, and it was circling Sheffield. And the crew was seen to be waving all the kids off because it literally crashed into a park just outside Sheffield city centre. And Tony Foulds witnessed this as a young man. And it had a real sort of hard-hitting effect on him. And he actually now tends to a memorial garden at this park. And last year, Dan Walker from the BBC put together an appeal, and the US Air Force at Lakenheath and Mildenhall put up some assets. The Battle Britain Memorial Flight put up the Dakota, and the RAF put up a pair of Typhoons as well. And there was a flypast organised over the city of Sheffield last year, which I think was absolutely brilliant. It was 75 years ago last year that obviously the aircraft crashed. Just a bit before Sally B's display season, which was a shame because I'm sure the guys would have honoured it as well. But it was early, so it was in February time that it was done. But a real feat put together. Hopefully Corgi will do a feature, and I'm sure, I know speaking to Michael, they were keen to, and see if they can present one of these models to Tony Foulds and do a little bit of a feature on him. I think that'd be a nice touch. But overall, very, very impressed. Real slick looking aircraft. Corgi done a great job on this, and this is an older mould. It's been going around for a little while now, but it still looks the part. And I know it's probably one of the ones that they'd like to retool at some point going forward, but not quite yet. But it's come across really nice. The paint finish is gorgeous. I know there was a feature in Aerodrome, which Michael does. I don't know if you watch it on a monthly basis. He knocks out both Aerodrome and there's two bits, Diecast Diaries. So it's actually Diecast Diaries. They did a full sort of review of this and the test run aircraft and some of the bits they found on the artwork. Because I think when it was initially released, there was bits that they didn't include on the artwork, which they've done now. There's some real detailed stenciling just inside down, if you can see it. So that's the sort of detail they've gone into. It's gorgeous. Done a great job. This will look the part amongst all the rest of my B17s. I must be up to at least 10 plus now. I know I've got 2 Air Force One examples and God knows how many Corgis. I'll try and work it out when I do the photo review later on. But this was bought as a Father's Day present. It in fact actually come in my little boy's name, in Rafe Stringer's name. So technically he's the owner of it. I'm just merely got it on loan for the collection. So no, it's a really nice gift. A beautiful model, and I guess this will sell out pretty quick. Most of the B17s do. The last release, Flak Eater, was a great release as well. And the one previous to that, Little Mischief, flew off the shelf as well. So yeah, great effort. I'm really happy with the join by the nose, because that's always the first thing you want to look at on a B17 when it comes through. The detailing is lovely. It's absolutely perfect condition. Great colour scheme. Great bit of the decals on there look great. Well, not decals, these will be tempo printed. So actually printed straight onto the aircraft itself. I don't know if you can see the crew in there as well. If we can have a look right into the nose, there's the crew, and the crew in the cockpit as well. And actually they're really detailed looking crew as well. Really quite cool. And of course you've got one up in the gun, the top turret as well. But yeah, great effort from Corgi. Like I said, I'll do a picture review later on. I've got an eager 6-year-old who wants to go for a kickabout and test my hamstrings. But yeah, overall pretty good. I'd like to see what your feedback is. I'll share this as a video later for anybody who's missed it. As ever, any questions you want to ask, please just ping them to us, either through message or on the actual post itself. More than happy to answer them. But yeah, really happy with this. Really impressed. I think this is going to be a real winner from Corgi, so top effort. Like I said, thanks for tuning in. I'll share this as a video in a minute and whack it on the YouTube channel and Insta and Facebook. And I'm going to go and tear a hamstring or do a knee in or whatever it may be. And I'll speak to you guys later. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye.